welcome to my channel. If you don't know who I am, my name is Izzy Lochner. I am 22 years old and the mountains are my home. And I'm here to share you a little bit about that and what I'm all about. And so for today's video, I would love to talk about what to expect when working in a national park and how to get a job at a national park and all the steps that are in that. And so to begin, I'm going to talk about how to get a job at a national park. And to begin, I want to say, don't let your expertise or your skills sway you or daunt you from applying and trying. Because honestly, when I was working in a national park, I worked in Glacier last summer, I met a lot of people who had many different skills and went to school for many different things, whether that be urban planning, biology, medicine, communications, etc. And so I remember being younger and just thinking I'm never gonna get a job at a national park unless I study environmental science or do something that's gonna be directly for that. And yes, I gave in, I studied environmental science, but I was surprised when I got there how many people studied many different things and really were there just to chase their dreams and try new things. And hearing everyone's story on how they got there or who they heard this job from, it's just awesome because it makes you realize that anyone can work at a national park, including you. So yeah, another thing is when you want to work in a national park, learn about the nonprofits, outreach programs, companies that maybe work with the national park. Maybe they're not exactly a job that's hired under the park, like a park ranger, for example, but jobs that maybe do education or different types of trips. Like if you love rafting, there's lots of different rafting guides and companies, or there's a lot of nonprofit education companies, organizations, or if you love to work with children, there are plenty. And so it just depends what you want to do. Maybe that's hospitality or working in a restaurant. Still, there are plenty of opportunities. So I say just extend your reach, extend your research, and don't be afraid to really look into things. But yes, so when you are working in a national park, a thing to keep in mind is that it's most likely going to be seasonal work or a seasonal job, meaning that the work is going to start maybe in March, April, May, and end in August, September, or if you're lucky, October. And so knowing that it's going to be a seasonal job and a lot of people are only there for part of the year, that's important to consider. And so, making sure you have that time available or that works in with your goals and plans, and that you will be probably either living on site or whether that be employee housing or having to look for places to live out there. And so it depends where you work, what you do, and what the opportunities lie there. And so seeing if housing and board are important to you and looking into that. And so as a 22-year-old who just graduated from college, it was pretty awesome to find something that had, room and board and that partially fed me, and I was living on site in the park. And, there's a lot of people you meet in the park that either live in employee housing right outside the park or they actually live inside the park. And so depending on that, what you want to do, it all depends. And so another thing on how to work in a national park, my biggest thing is just believe in yourself, really be able to sell yourself, because you're going to be talking to these people and just showing your curiosity and your love of the outdoors and just the things that you want to learn and try and do and that you're willing to do, that you're flexible and determined and you have a good head on your shoulders, really, because a lot of the work that you're going to be doing in the park, you're going to be dealing with tourists on their vacation. And so if you know anything about hospitality, it's like that. Or if you want to do research or science or medicine, just really believing in yourself and making those connections with people out there in your application, in your cover letter, in your interview. And so just believe in yourself, because honestly, I think, being a good public speaker or having confidence, that really shines through. And so yes, be humble and just know that this job that you're applying for is not glamorous. And I guess that's a good transition into expectations, because I could go further in how to, but you gotta try yourself. So what to expect when working in a national park? I would say this is the first thing I wrote on my list, but you're out there in the wilderness. Don't expect to have service. Don't expect to have internet to catch up on your Netflix. Don't expect things to be very glamorous, that you're gonna turn into what we like to call hiker trash, and that's okay. That happens. And so Yes, so there's going to be times where you're going to be looking in the corner wherever you're living, and you're going to see that pile of laundry that's just been sitting there for 3 weeks because you haven't done it. You haven't had the time. And yeah, and so despite the no service and the non-glamorous outlook of the job and the laundry, just remember that you are somewhere that's going to be so beautiful that you're going to be able to experience the change of seasons in a place that only some people get to visit for a few days at a time. And so you're really going to make this your home, and you're just going to have a ton of adventures. You're going to be able to explore so much and just do things that are outside of your comfort zone. And so with that, you're also going to meet a ton of new people, and just, apart from having the service, maybe this is a good time to connect to other people and to be in the wilderness and, look at the stars at night instead of your phone, because a lot of the time you're going to be somewhere where you're just going to have a lot to do at night, whether that be a bonfire or going and exploring with other people you met there. But yeah. So another thing to expect working in a national park, the day begins when the sun rises. So that means that you're going to have early mornings and long days as it comes, depending on what you do. But as a mountain guide, which I was doing, guiding people in the mountains, doing education, we would leave at 6 in the morning to find a parking spot at a trailhead. And so that's a really big thing with national parks. The day begins when the sun rises. So depending if you're doing medicine or hospitality or education or research, you're going to be out there in the crack of dawn, because the animals, the wildlife, they're different in the morning versus the afternoon, the sun, the way that you're going to be seeing things, viewing the outdoors, nature. It's going to change depending on the time of the day. And so a lot of your jobs, it's going to be shaped around the prime part of the day, whether that be early mornings and coming until late in the night. So yeah, because you're going to be working with a lot of tourists on their vacation, and you are that tool in that handbag that's going to get them through this adventure too. And so, when you're also working in a national park, it's pretty cool that depending on what your job is, of course, but you're probably going to have to put on a lot of hats, meaning that you're going to be trained in a lot of different things. And don't be scared, because you will get trained. It's going to be a very intimate, wonderful setting. But yeah, some days you might be doing what your job description is, and some days you'll be taking out the trash, doing the cleaning, doing the maintenance. It depends on where you're working. But at a national park, there's a lot of family orientation in that kind of aspect of we're in a team. It's a team kind of job, a team place. So yeah, other than that, if I had any piece of advice to tell anyone, just go after it, believe in yourself. It's an amazing opportunity, and I'm so blessed that I had the opportunity, and I can't wait to share more. So if you have any questions, please feel free to leave any comments down below. I'm going to be making a video about, more wilderness videos and dealing with wildlife, etc. So yes, subscribe, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. I'll catch you on the next video. Bye. Just remember that growth is never comfortable, and change is the only thing we can count on. And you can only love others as much as you love yourself. So you better damn love yourself well. Because you should always believe in the good things coming. And I love you. And I love myself. And I love this world, this earth, this life, these experiences. They're teaching me so much. Good things are just beginning.
Waiting for you. Hey girl, what did I say? What did I do to lead you astray?
Being present, that nature just makes you present. What's right here, right now, is what matters, and that's where happiness lies. It's in the moment. It's not the future, it's not the past, it's right now.